Good afternoon. Hello, Tim Randell here from Links Magazines, once again broadcasting from my back bedroom. Today, I've got a really exciting interview today. I've got Ross Ayling, who is the chair of the PGS Theatre Productions based in Plymouth. Hello, Ross.
Hello, Tim. You okay?
Yeah, very good, very good. Now, today we're going to talk about the effect of the pandemic on amateur theatre, or non-professional theatre, whatever term we tend to use these days, and the importance of theatre to audiences, to the people who produce it and act and sing and dance and play, whatever, in it. I speak with knowledge of this slightly, because as Ross will know, I'm a bit of an Amdram person myself. And personally, I'm missing it like you wouldn't believe, both watching it and being in it. So, Ross, I think, did you take over the chair of PGS Productions just as we went into the pandemic? Was it something like that, was it?
Yeah. The previous
all
chairman,
your fault?
All my fault. The previous chairman resigned last March, just before we were due to do the Pirates of Penzance at the Devonport Playhouse. So I took over on an interim basis, and then from September onwards, that became, I just took over at the AGM. So yeah, it's a role that I'm enjoying. I don't know whether it's a good time to take over or a bad time to take over, and I don't know whether I'm doing a good enough job or not.
It can only go up now, can't it? It can only go up from
exactly.
here. So tell us a little bit about the back in March then, because I remember seeing lots of videos that were coming out of your social media channels about preparations for the Pirates of Penzance. And so you were in flow. You were well in flow to put that on, and then suddenly disaster.
Yeah, unfortunately, it was a week before we were due to open. We unfortunately had to make the decision to postpone or to cancel the show due to this coronavirus that sort of we didn't really know much about at the time, but we knew that we had to do something to ensure the safety of our members as well as the audiences. I think it did have a slight impact on sales because people were unsure whether they were going to feel safe going back into the auditorium. But we had to make that decision, and in hindsight, it was the best decision, I think. It was gutting because we'd done all that prep, all those rehearsals every night of the week for 6 weeks. Everyone worked very hard. The director had some great ideas, and it was looking like it was going to be a smashing show, but unfortunately, we couldn't do it.
And is that it now for that production? You won't bring that back now, will you? Or?
No, unfortunately not. No, because originally we postponed because we didn't know whether we'd be able to reopen again a few months later, depending on what was happening. But as this went on and on and on, we decided to cancel it because it means re-rehearsing everything again and just pulling everything away. We didn't know whether we're going to have the same sort of membership, the same principles and everything. So we just thought it was the best decision overall, just to postpone, cancel, and work on the next project.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. And tell us a little bit about your audience and your and the members. I mean, what impact do you think COVID-19 has on both audiences and players? People who perform and produce and appear in or work backstage, or whatever. I mean, what effect do you think mentally does it have on people in this industry, the theatre industry?
Yeah, well, I think from a member's point of view, speaking to our members, I think they found it very challenging not to be able to go out to rehearsals, not to see their friends. Some family members, they go along and have a sing with as well. They found it very difficult, and I think it's that escapism. That's why we enjoy theatre. We enjoy going out. We enjoy that social. We enjoy doing a bit of singing, a bit of dancing, a bit of acting, and to suddenly have that stopped, it's been hard. For me personally, I live and breathe it. It's my job as well. It just sucks. It really sucks, and I do feel sorry for them because the main age group of our membership is probably 50, 60 plus, who are probably in that retirement age where that was their life. And that was their purpose, to leave the house of an evening to go out and sing and do it. And to then again have that stopped, it was hard for them. They're desperate to get back.
I think you're right. I mean, again, speaking personally, and I have a job to do. We publish magazines, and I can keep myself fairly busy. But I miss I miss rehearsals and the company of other performers and the ability to, exhibit and perform. And I miss it. I miss it dreadfully. I mean, it really is something that I think if you do this kind of thing, if you take part in it, it is something that you really, really miss. For people and people I know who don't have a day job, perhaps, who maybe have retired, and they absolutely live for the ability to get together in a rehearsal room and be silly for a bit, for a couple of hours, and escape. Because it is I think you hit the nail on the head. It is an escapism, I think, to take part in amateur dramatics and professional. I think we're going to talk about really positively in a moment, but I want to go back to the audience because you do have a production announcement. I know that you've already announced on social media. We'll talk about that in some length now in a minute. But let's go back. So we talked about performers, of course, audiences. I'm also an audience member, and I absolutely miss sitting in an audience and watching a production of something, a play, a musical, a comedy, whatever it might be. And again, I think you've got a very loyal following, haven't you, with the with your society? They must be missing it dreadfully.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously, when we made that decision to postpone, obviously the audience members sort of agreed that we had to make that decision, but they were also devastated at the same time that they couldn't go out and enjoy that performance that they've been looking forward to for months or even a year when we first announced the show. Again, it goes back to that escapism again for an audience perspective, isn't it? You just want to forget about work, you want to forget about all your stresses at life, and just to go out to a theatre and just forget about it for an hour or two and just enjoy the world that you're watching on stage and whatever that may be, plays or musicals or operas. And I think they're desperate to get back, I think. And I've witnessed that with my job over the last few months with the Panto, and to see that joy on people's faces again, it was just remarkable.
So you as chair of PGS Productions in Plymouth, you have now made an announcement. You're clearly forward thinking. You're thinking, well, I'm not going to hang around doing nothing. Let's plan something. So tell us about what you're planning.
Well, hopefully, if all going well, we've just announced that our next production will be the musical version of Hunchback of Notre Dame. Obviously, we don't know exactly when that's going to take place, what month, until we know we're out of this pandemic. But it's an exciting show. It's a new show which hasn't really been done in this country, or especially in the Southwest. It's going to be premiered to the Southwest only, which we're very lucky and privileged to have this show. And already making that announcement, we've had 10 to 15 people stating their interest, new members that want to take part and want to try something new that they've never done theatre before, but just to draw this show alone, because it's a Disney hit, that people just want to get out and learn something new and get out of the house and enjoy seeing people and being silly, as you say.
I'm not aware of the production. This isn't Disney, is it?
It's not Disney's Hunchback of Notre Dame. It's based on the story of the animated film. Victor Hugo, the famous story. But it's a fantastic score. So I do recommend anyone to hit it on YouTube and have a good listen, because
I'll do
beautiful
that.
score.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
So when do you hope to put this production on?
Well, historically, our show's always been in March of every year. So we're aiming for March. Where we usually perform, the Devonport Playhouse, they're going through refurb themselves. So at the moment, they're not releasing any dates until they know that refurb has finished. But if not, it'd be sort of springtime next year. That's where we're aiming for.
Yes. Okay. So this is the whole production you're looking for next year, 2022.
Next year, yeah.
Later this year. And what do you think you'll ever get? Do you think you'll be able to do anything at all in 2021?
Hard to say, isn't it, at the moment, because it's changing daily. But we're aiming to do our usual Christmas concert season. We're hoping to be back in sort of like August, sort of September, to get back to singing. Whether we can do that safely, we don't know. But if not, we'll do it social distance just to get people out there again. We've been lucky, obviously, with the technology that we've had with Zoom, that we can do some sort of gatherings via the internet and social media and stuff, where we've created a song which we've launched. I don't know if you saw that, So people have enjoyed being a part of that project. We've done murder mysteries, we've done quizzes. So we've kept the sort of the social element of the company going via Zoom. So hopefully the next stage will be to get back to rehearsals and plan concerts.
So when will auditions be for The Hunchback of Notre Dame?
We haven't pinpointed an exact date, but probably around September time where we'll be aiming for.
Is there any point in me at all coming along for auditions?
You're looking like the right part. Just grow that hump a little bit more and then you'll be there.
Well, that'd be great. Well, I mean, I'm sure everyone will just wish you well on that, and just think it's fantastic to see another production again. So if anyone wants to take part in that, or if anybody wants to become a member of your society or keep an eye on what you're doing, what are the best methods to do that?
So obviously you can either follow us on Facebook, PGS Theatre Productions, we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, and obviously we've got a website, pgstheatre.com. All the details are on there. Just drop us a line and we can give you more information. We're a very welcoming company. We welcome anybody that wants to come and join, whether you've done it before or not done it before. It's going to be a fantastic time just to get back and perform again. So I do encourage anyone to get back out there.
I agree with you. As I say, I mean, for my part, it's something that's just good for the soul, really. And there's nothing like the opportunity to go off and do something silly for a few hours and etc. Now, we're just going to talk very briefly, because you are the chair of PGS Theatre Productions in Plymouth, but you are also the front of house manager for the Theatre Royal in Plymouth. And of course, this is now we're about to talk about professional theatre. You guys did a fantastic job just before the change in the tier system before lockdown with the panto at the Theatre Royal. I mean, that was a huge success, wasn't it, for you guys, I think?
Absolutely, yeah. We were very privileged to be nominated as one of the 10 theatres in the whole of the United Kingdom to be given the opportunity to put on a professional pantomime along with the family shows and the drum. And it went incredibly well. You know, we had over 20,000 people walk through the doors over a few-week period. We did 5 shows a day, and it went very, very smoothly. And to see people walking in and embracing theatre again, it was quite emotional. That opening night of the panto, to watch the audience react when that first bit of music just blast and the lights came on, the cheers that erupted that place was just magical, and it was very emotional. But yeah, it went really, really well. We're proud to say that we're the last theatre standing in the whole United Kingdom to say that we put on a panto. And we were forced to close, unfortunately, down to the government changing tiers, but we got there. It was good.
And of the run, I think it was just 2 shows, wasn't it, that you couldn't produce it or couldn't perform?
That's right, yeah. 2 shows were short of doing a full run. So yeah, still very, very, very privileged to be able to do it. So,
well, I was saying before we started this that I've booked tickets to go and see Chicago in August, I think, Theatre Royal. Clearly the Theatre Royal is programming stuff for this year and for next. And of course, if anyone wants to go and get an advance ticket or get in there and see what they're doing, they just go to the Theatre Royal website and see the song program that they're putting on there. So that's fantastic. Well, look, lovely to see you, Ross. And
thank you very much.
Take care. I hope as chair of PGS Theatre Productions that you'll be really, really busy this year, and I'm sure you will be. And also that the Theatre Royal gets open as soon as it's safe to do so, and we start seeing productions. And certainly you must be open. You must be open by August, because I've got my ticket to go and see Chicago. So
yes, we'll aim for that then. Definitely aim for that. To come back.
If anything else fails, if all else fails, bloody Chicago in August, all right?
Yeah. Okay.
Right. Good. That's lovely. Thanks very much, Ross. Good to see you. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks for having me.
We will have some more videos coming up shortly with other people, and thank you for watching. In the meantime, goodbye.